I don't have any friends to trade Pokemon with.
What the fuck?
Hey, what the heck?
What the heck?
Well, that's just not nice, is it?
Alright, maybe I do. But that doesn't stop me, as in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I have 3 trainers who will gladly trade me some of their Pokemon. And it got me to thinking, can I beat Pokemon Scarlet using only these 3 Pokemon? This won't be a nuzlocke, otherwise I'd be A, clinically insane, B, extremely lucky, or C, really patient. So I'm going to be playing with the following rules. No items in battle apart from held items, playing as if there was a set battle mode, and play as close to the level cap as I can. This challenge is going to be extremely hard, as you can imagine. So to show your support, drop a like as we see if we can beat Pokemon Scarlet using only in-game trade Pokemon. Glenn in Cortondo is the first of my new friends to offer me a Pokemon to trade. Glenn is looking for a Flabébé, and in exchange we will receive a tiny little Snom called Snozelot. Snozelot is an ice bug type, and despite the first gym leader Katie being a bug type specialist, wait, Teddiursa? That is not a bug type! Well, be that as it may, our little Snom doesn't stand much of a chance against Katie and her team. So I decided to spend some quality time with Snozelot and learned that he doesn't like it when people aren't subscribed to the channel. Huh, what are the odds? Me too. But after spending some time together, Snozelot trusted me enough and evolved into a nice and powerful Frostmoth. Having a fully evolved ice type before the first gym is pretty cool. Yeah, I'll let myself out. Before we take on Katie though, I head down to South Providence Area 1 and pick up the TM4 Air Slash, a 75 base power special move that will surely aid us in this first obstacle. With Air Slash now in our arsenal, we're able to take down Nimble and Tarantula in one hit each. Katie then sends in her ace and terastallizes Teddiursa into a bug type. And despite Snozelot having a super effective move, I highly doubt he'll be able to one-shot. Oh, good job buddy. A nice and easy first gym badge added to our collection. Now as you can imagine, Clorf is a massive issue. A pure rock type against our frail little ice and bug moth. Yeah, our chances aren't looking good. Do you know what is looking good though? Becoming a member on the channel. You get sneak peeks at upcoming videos and a follow back on Twitter. Sue here from Cascarafa recently became a channel member and offered to trade me her Wooper in exchange for a Wooper. Wait, did I get the script right? Oh, she wants a Jotonian Wooper and she's looking for the Paldea exclusive Wooper. That actually works out perfectly. We go and catch a poison ground type and trade it with Sue to receive a water ground type Wooper named Manchester. Manchester takes the lead in the first Titan fight with its newly learnt move Surf, which we picked up the TM for in Levincia. And to my surprise, Manchester absolutely drenches Clorf in one hit with a stab boosted Surf. Go on little fella. Clorf takes the leaf out of Snoop Dogg's book and partakes in the taking of natural herbs, which sends it on a mad crab rave. Arvin is concerned and joins us for this fight. He sends in Shelder as we terastallize Manchester. Clorf is higher than the Empire State and outspeeds our team and hits Shelder with a soft Vice Grip, which results in Shelder retaliating by spitting at it. Sure, why not? Anyway, Manchester is feeling ruthless and hits everyone on the field, including Arvin Shelder with a terror boosted Surf, which leaves Shelder in the red and Clorf on just under half. This triggers Clorf's ability Anger Shell, which boosts its attack, special attack and speed, but lowers both its defense and special defense. But regardless of these boosts, Clorf decides to throw the fight by using the move Block on Shelder, preventing it from escaping. That's no skin off its shell as it goes for a water gun, getting Clorf down to the red, and Manchester splashes in to finish off the Stony Cliff Titan. Remember, don't eat herbs you find inside of a cliff, otherwise you'll get beaten up by a clam and an axolotl. Gym 2 is home to Brassius, the grass type gym leader, and in order to face him we need to round up a group of Sunfloras. You know, normal activities. We find all 10 and he agrees to take us on. Manchester takes a seat on the bench for this one as Snozelot takes the stage to blow Brassius' first Pokemon Petalil away with an Air Slash. Smoliv is sent out after and faces the same fate. One Air Slash later and Smoliv is ready for the next salad. Brassius' last Pokemon is the Fake Tree Sudowoodo. I really would love to have seen Sudowoodo get an Evo in this gen, just like how Dunsparce did. And maybe then it would become a real grass type. But for now, Brassius terastallizes so that Sudowoodo can live out its dream. With Truly Woodo now a grass type, Snozelot is able to hit a wicked Air Slash, taking it down to the red. Unfortunately, this is where Snozelot goes down to a rock throw as Sudowoodo— Wait, what? Snozelot dodges the attack due to our high friendship and then counters back with a final Air Slash, taking down the Fake Tree. Way to go Snozelot, that was awesome timing, and now we have gym badge number 2. Bombardier is questionably the hardest challenge in this whole run, due to the lack of moves we have at this low of a level. The fact we can't heal between phases and only 2 Pokemon. Yeah, we're kinda screwed. But I have a plan. After EV training Wooper in defense against wild Knackleys, Manchester finally evolved into Quagsire. But we're not done there. North of Levincia is the TM for Rock Tomb, a super effective move on Bombardier, which Manchester can learn. Bombardier strikes first, hitting Manchester with a weak rock throw. Pfft, that's nothing, as we counter back with our own rock move, taking it down to half. Manchester then takes a pluck, leaving them on just above half before striking down the giant bird with another Rock Tomb, taking us into phase 2, where, oh my god, what is it with giant Pokemon and herbs? Great, now Arven's here. But in all honesty, we probably couldn't have done this without his help, as we don't have the chance to heal here. Bombardier starts phase 2 by hitting Arven's rock with, well, more rocks, giving Manchester time to chime in with another Rock Tomb, taking Bombardier to just above half, which also lowers its speed. Knackley does some respectable damage with a smackdown, leaving the Sky Titan in the yellow. Bombardier then torments Manchester, but it is no issue as a combination of Knackley's smackdown and Manchester's Rock Tomb clips the big bird's wings, which results in us winning the battle. The next challenge our team has to face is Team Star, a group of disruptive students who look like they've all gotten dressed in the dark. But as I approach the gates, we are told that we need at least 3 Pokemon to be able to attempt this challenge. Luckily, my new friend Blossom has a trade offer for us. Her Haunter for a pink urchin. And unlike that dreaded Mindy from the Sinnoh games, Blossom is a sweet soul and doesn't put an Everstone on this Haunter. By the way, when I was writing the script, I found that there is a whole Reddit page dedicated to hating on Mindy, and some of the content on there is hilarious. But anyway, we trade over the Pokemon and I receive Hawkins the Haunter, who immediately evolves into Gengar. This now completes our team for this challenge. Yep, that's right, we can only use 3 Pokemon for this entire run. Well, at least they're decent Pokemon. Dark-type Pokemon really aren't something my team can do well against, but luckily, Pawniard, Yakumo's first Pokemon, is part Steel-type, which gives Manchester an advantage. Pawniard outspeeds on the first turn and hits a soft aerial ace, but this enrages Manchester as he counters back with a mud shot, taking it down in one hit. The Starmobile is next, and this thing is a beast. It can't be statused and has massive HP, so taking it down won't be easy. Reverum takes the field and instantly drops Quagsire's attack with its Intimidate ability. The stout lowering doesn't stop there, it goes for Metal Sound, which lowers Manchester's special defense by 2 stages. Manchester then hits a Surf that does decent damage, and then we rinse and repeat on the following turn as Manchester's special defense gets dropped by another 2 stages before we hit another Surf. Snarl on the following turn takes Manchester down to 22 HP before we manage to get the Starmobile down to around a quarter. Snarl is used on the following turn, but Manchester isn't taking any of that and dodges the attack and slaps the Starmobile with a mud shot to lower its speed and its HP. Manchester can't take another hit and goes down to the next Snarl. Snozelot wants a piece of the action and takes the stage. She takes a Wicked Talk on entry, taking her down to just above half. Snozelot is an absolute unit and diminishes the rest of the Starmobile's health with a single Silver Powder boosted Struggle Bug. That was actually our hardest fight yet, and I can't imagine things are going to get easier from here. Let's take on Iono. Influencer Iono has a team of 4 decently strong electric Pokemon, first of which is Wattrel. Of course our go-to is Manchester, who isn't affected by any electric type moves due to its ground typing. Wattrel hits Manchester with a pluck, doing only 10 HP of damage, as we counter back with a Rock Tomb, one-shotting the tiny bird. Luxio is out next and lowers our attack with Intimidate. A Bite then also does soft damage, no issue for Manchester though, as a single Mud Shot takes down the electric cat in one hit as well. Bellibolt hasn't got anything that can actually hit Manchester, and we see that as it goes for a Water Gun, restoring Manchester's health due to Water Absorb. A Mud Shot then drops Bellibolt down to under half. One more Mud Shot later and that leaves only Miss Magius left. Miss Magius shines bright as she terastallizes into an electric type and hits a Hex, doing a respectable amount of damage, but nothing Manchester needs to worry about. A Surf then hits Miss Magius down to above half, and the reason I couldn't hit a Mud Shot is because of Miss Magius' ability, Levitate. Things start getting a little confusing here as Iono's Ace hits Quagsire with a Confuse Ray, which does end up making him hit himself. I decide to tag Snozelot in on a Hex, leaving her on above half, but now it's our time to shine, as we terastallize into a pure Ice type. Snozelot takes another Hex, but then decimates Miss Magius with an Aurora Beam. Not only does this mean we win Gym Badge number 4, but it also means we are able to start using Hawkins as we have a new level cap. The next challenge we have on our hands is Mela, a Fire type user, and luckily for us, Manchester is a Water ground type, and this will make the battle a walk in the park. Well, a park isn't where we're heading next. By heading to the desert, we're able to pick up a TM for Rain Dance, and Dance we shout as we start the battle by countering Mela's Torkoal's Drought by terastallizing and dancing the night away. And somehow it starts raining because, you know, Logic. Torkoal tries to stand its ground by using Flame Wheel, but Quagsire laughs in its face as it counters back with an almighty Surf, drenching the fiery turtle into an early retirement. Reverum skirts on out next and in a weirdly fitting way goes for a Screech, which lowers Manchester's defense by 2 stages. Manchester isn't phased at all as it unleashes another Surf, soaking the card down to the red, and then after taking a Blazing Torque, Manchester finishes off the Starmobile with one final Surf. Before we venture off to take on the next gym, we have to find Kofu as he's ran away at the mere thought of having to take us on in battle. On our search for him, we stumble across the TM for Thunderbolt, and Gengar will be able to utilise this well against Kofu's water types. We eventually find him and convince him that his ass whooping will be quick, and with Kofu reassured, he heads back to the gym to feel our wrath. Kofu quakes in his boots as he sends in Veluza, and Hawkins goes ghost. And one-shots the fish with a powerful Thunderbolt. The weirdest Pokemon I have ever seen, Wugtrio faces the same unfortunate fate as Veluza and sizzles to another Thunderbolt. You know what? I'm sorry Wugtrio, that was rude. Crabominable can take that title. This is by far the ugliest Pokemon I have ever seen. I mean, look at him. Anyway, it terastallizes and it actually manages to tank a Thunderbolt, leaving it in the yellow. And with Gengar's paper-thin defense, I know it's going down to a stab Terra-boosted Crabhammer and... oh my god, no way! How did Gengar survive that? Well, be that as it may, one more Thunderbolt and Hawkins single-handedly secures us the 4th gym badge. Having only 3 Pokemon on our team can really limit the moves we can use and learn. And this becomes apparent when I pick up the TM for Flamethrower thinking that Gengar can learn it. And lo and behold, he can't. Great. Earthworm really isn't much of an issue though, as it goes down to 2 Aqua Tails in phase 1, and then after consuming some of that good kush, it gets hella vamped, yo. Why did I write that in the script? And then the second phase was no different, as Arven's Toadschool helped out with a few grass knots, and bish bash bosh, no more Metal Worm. Atticus is a reoccurring issue I've had in these challenges, and so that I feel more prepared for this fight, I went on the hunt for TMs. First on the list is Psybeam, which Horn can... oh for f***'s sake! Why can he learn Psychic but not Psybeam? Whatever. At least we're able to pick up the TM for Calm Mind, which we teach to Snows and he uses it to max out his special attack and avoid getting hit by Sucker Punch until the 4th turn, where for some reason Skuntank hits a toxic, poisoning Frostmoth. The following turn I go for an Air Slash, and then of course because my luck is what it is, we get hit by a Sucker Punch taking Frostmoth to just above half, and then Skuntank goes down to an Air Slash. Reverum comes in next and takes Snowslot down to 1 HP before hitting Reverum down to the yellow. The poison then takes Snowslot down. Manchester comes in next and he tanks an Assurance before missing a Mud Shot. Oh come on. Bulldoze hits Manchester on the following turn, taking his HP down, but also his speed, but thankfully he's able to hit a Mud Shot and takes the poisonous car out. Atticus sends in Muck next, and after tanking a couple of Sludge Waves, we're able to take it out with a Mud Shot and an Aqua Tail combo. Last out is the Navi Starmobile. Manchester takes a Noxious Torque quite well, he can then hit back with an Aqua Tail doing a decent amount of damage. We then rinse and repeat as one more Aqua Tail leaves the big car on above half. Unfortunately, Manchester does get poisoned and goes down at the end of the turn. Our only hope left is Hawkins. We terastallize into a pure Ghost type and tank a Spin Out, which lowers its speed before hitting a Hex, doing way more than I thought. Now due to the Starmobile's speed being lower, we're able to outspeed and a Hex takes the Starmobile down to the red. Reverum then goes for a Flame Charge, leaving Gengar on above half, meaning one more Hex and we can take down Atticus's last Pokemon, winning us the fight. Wow, I sure am hungry. Well, being hungry is a thing of the past thanks to today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Can you imagine? Oh my god. But speaking of food, Larry, the 5th gym leader, conveniently has his gym in a commercial restaurant and commits mass murder before accepting my challenge. Larry sends in a koala and I send in my clearly superior counter Hawkins, who can absolutely capitalize on... hey yo, what the f***, dude? Why do you have Sucker Punch? It's fine, I'm having fun, this is a fun challenge. With the koala now dead, the Dunsparce comes in and in a last attempt to get damage off before Hawkins goes down, we go for a Gunk Shot, not doing much, but we do poison it. But as predicted, Hawkins goes down to a Drill Run. Gengar isn't done with his shenanigans though, as its ability Curse Body disables Drill Run for a few turns. Snowslot decides to take charge and finishes off the most disappointing Gen 2 Evo with a Bug Buzz, leaving only Staraptor left. Also, fun fact, I used to have a YouTube channel back in the day called Nintenstar. Yeah, very creative name. But the channel's mascot was Staraptor, and still to this day is one of my favourite Pokemon, but this will not stop me from taking it down. Staraptor terastallizes and one-shot Snowslot, but that's all part of my devious plan so that Manchester doesn't get affected by Intimidate and has a clean switch in. We terrestrialise and tank a Facade to above half before Manchester has a little boogie in the rain. Another Facade gets Manchester down to 10 HP. All we need to do now is hit a 90% Aqua Tail. And if you know Pokemon, if it's not 100%, it's 0%. But it looks like luck is shining down on me today as we hit an Aqua Tail and absolutely body Staraptor in one shot. Looks like the tab's on you today, Larry. Cheers, mate. Hawkins is getting giddy for this next gym challenge as Rhyme wants to prove she has the best ghost Pokemon, which is just absolute BS, and there is literally no way that we could lose to. Well, that's embarrassing. Let's run this back. Nuzlocke tags in to assist Hawkins in this double battle as Rhyme sends in Mimikyu and Bayonet. Nuzlocke takes a sucker punch before Bayonet gets instant karma as it goes down to a Dark Pulse on the clearly superior ghost type. A crit slash then takes Nuzlocke to just under half. Nuzlocke is sick of this disrespect and hits back with an air slash, breaking its disguise. The crowd is absolutely loving the alpha energy in this first round and their support boosts my team's special attack. Houndstone is then sent out next, but this isn't my team's priority here as Gengar smacks Mimikyu down to the yellow, before Mimikyu smacks Nuzlocke with a slash. Come on dude, what the She didn't even hit you yet. But now she's pissed and takes Mimikyu down with her air slash. Houndstone is scared shitless and disappears into the void, which also happens to be where your dad is. With Houndstone away getting milk, Hawkins spots her next target and terrestrializes first to get that sweet stat boost, making her a pure ghost type before Toxtricity can. Hawkins asserts her dominance and sends Toxtricity to the Shadow Realm with a single hex. And with no Houndstone to be seen, Nuzlocke's Aurora Beam hits nothing. But then, what? Houndstone returns with a vengeance and takes Hawkins down with a Shadow Force. Manchester is so sick of the disrespect and takes the stage. Nuzlocke starts the round by going for an Aurora Beam, leaving the spooky pup in the red before the pup counters back with a crunch, leaving only Manchester left. But after a single Aqua Tail, Rhyme is left with nothing, not even a badge or money. I mean, I didn't rob her, she gave it me consentfully. Yay, Gym 6 complete. Quagsire doesn't learn Earthquake till level 52. I'm not just dropping fun facts for you because I'm a smart cookie. I found the location for the TM for Earthquake, which is just perfect for Manchester. And holy sh! Look at the size of that fucking elephant! Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it! Speaking of trunks and junk in them, hey Tulip. Farigiraf is Tulip's first Pokemon, and Nuzlocke wants to lead this battle. She takes down the weird looking giraffe with a single Bug Buzz. Gardevoir is sent out after and hits a crit Psychic, leaving Nuzlocke on 39 HP. She hits back with a Bug Buzz, leaving Gardevoir just under half. One more Psychic and Nuzlocke takes the bench. Gengar comes in and terrestrializes. She hits a Sucker Punch and does next to nothing. A Psychic from Gardevoir leaves Gengar in the yellow, but on the next turn she outspeeds and takes down Tulip's Pokemon with a Shadow Ball. Espathra comes in after and goes down to a Shadow Ball as well. Florges is in last and puts on a weird hat to make her a medium. You know, a very respectable career. A Shadow Ball leaves her on just above half and she clearly doesn't appreciate my career criticism and takes Gengar down with a Moonblast. Only Manchester remains and he takes a Petal Dance well before destroying the sentient flower with an Earthquake. And that's the penultimate badge acquired. 7 gyms conquered using only 3 Pokemon, and one weirdly attractive snowboarder stands in our way of achieving the last badge. Let's do this. Grusha leads with Frostmoth and we lead with Manchester. Frostmoth sets up a Tailwind and we go for a Body Press, doing not as much as I thought. It then hits a Blizzard, leaving Manchester on 63 HP before falling to a Rock Tomb. Beartick is out next and takes Manchester down to 17 HP with an Icicle Crash. Manchester hits back with a Body Press, doing respectable damage before going down to an Earthquake. But then Hawkins takes Beartick down on the following turn with a Shadow Ball. So Titan stomps onto the field next, we terrestrialize and a Shadow Ball takes the Titan down to the yellow. An Ice Spinner leaves Hawkins low, but she still has enough fight in her to finish the Icy Titan off with one more Shadow Ball. Grusha's ace is Altaria, and it terrestrializes. But before he can get a hit off, Hawkins lands a Shadow Ball, taking Altaria down to around half. A Hurricane blows Gengar off the field, which leaves my own Ice type left to finish the battle off. Altaria goes for a Moonblast, do a minimal damage, but means one Bug Buzz later and we have conquered every gym in Paldea. But our struggles are not over yet. Ha! Look! Sushi! Definitely not a Titan, and oh my god, that was mine! I shotgunned it! Now, this is personal. My sushi! Wait, I hate sushi. With every Titan and Gym Leader dealt with, only Team Start remains. Ortega is first. Hornkin releases all of its purple sludgy liquid over Ortega's team, taking them down with absolute ease, which was honestly kind of underwhelming. Azumarill, sludged. Dash Bun, sludged. Wigglytuff, sludged. Starmobile, sludged. Everyone gets sludged. And now with that Oprah impression out of the way, Aerie is our next target. Now if you're thinking this battle will be difficult, think again, as Hornkin stays cool, calm and collected while she sets up the max special attack using Nasty Plot to avoid all of Toxicroak's sucker punches, and then proceeds to just absolutely obliterate the whole of Aerie's team. Now we're in the endgame. With only 3 Pokemon on my team, Hornkin's the Gengar, Snozelot the Frostmoth, and Manchester the Quagsire. Can I beat the strongest trainers in Paldea? Let's find out. Rika is first to start off this streak of hard battles, as she starts with a Whiscash and we send in Snozelot. We go for a Quiver Dance to boost our stats, and she then takes a Muddy Water really well. We rinse and repeat the next few turns until she finishes Whiscash with a Bug Buzz. Camerupt is out next and we are clearly at a disadvantage, but Frostmoth isn't worried as she takes down the Lava Camel with a single Blizzard. Donphan enters the battlefield next and survives a Bug Buzz due to its sturdy ability, and takes Frostmoth down with a single Stone Edge. Hornkin avenges her fallen comrade with a Shadow Ball, which results in Dugtrio coming in next. A crit Shadow Ball takes care of them though. Clodsire is in last and terrestrializes into a pure ground type. A Shadow Ball barely does a quarter before it gets taken down by an Earthquake. It's now time for the Battle of the Wooper Evos. We terrestrialize as Clodsire uses Protect. That's lucky though, as I misclicked and went for Aqua Tail. The next turn, Clodsire poisons Manchester with a Toxic. We then retaliate with an Avalanche, leaving Clodsire in the yellow. Clodsire protects on the following turn, so the poison whittles away at our HP. But we must have been speed tied as we outspeed on the next turn, and an Earthquake takes down Clodsire, winning us the first battle of the Elite Four. So the footage for this fight has been lost to the void. We did win, I promise. I do have this fight here that we failed, but that's really not of use. Yeah. Oopsie! Larry, being overworked as usual, now uses flying types and starts off this battle with a Tropius, and naturally we have to use Snozelot here. We terrestrialize and use Quiver Darts to get those stat boosts. Tropius then makes my day brighter by using Sunny Day. We then go for a few more Quiver Dances and tank a couple more Solar Beams before we chill Tropius to the core with a Terra Blast Ice. Staraptor faces the same fate and goes down to a Terra Blast too. Altaria comes in and what? No way. It goes down to a Terra Blast as well. What? Oricorio waltzes on in and Bish Bash Boss Terra Blast bodies it. Larry's ace on his Elite Four team is a Flamigo, and it terrestrializes, which is a bad move on his half, as one huge Terra Blast freezes it in its spot, and this wins us the third battle in the Elite Four. Hassel is a user of dragons, and Snozelot needs a break, so as Hassel sends in Noivern, we send in Gengar. Due to Hornkin's high speed and special attack stat, paired with the choice specs, a Dazzling Gleam takes Noivern down with ease, and as scary as Haxorus is, it also goes down without any issue. Unfortunately, Hassel's next Pokemon Dragalge is stronger than I had thought, and it shrugs off a Dazzling Gleam with ease. A Dragon Pulse then hits Hornkin's to around half. Gengar is then able to get one more Dazzling Gleam off before going down to a final Dragon Pulse. Snozelot's hiatus was short-lived as she comes back out and terrestrializes to finish off Dragalge with a Terra Blast. I'm not even going to give Flapple any kind of respect for this battle, just a noise. Pfft. There we go, that will do. Last Pokemon to take down in this Elite Four Gauntlet is the terrestrializing Baxcalibur. This thing is a massive threat with a base 145 attack stat and the move Glaive Rush. And just to make things worse, the following turn it literally cannot miss, and it will do double damage too. So naturally, Snozelot falls to this beast, and in comes Manchester. Baxcalibur moves first, and of course it hits a double powered Glaive Rush, and Manchester survives? Holy crap! With Manchester still standing, he puts all his power and the power from his fallen comrades into this next avalanche, and with luck on our side, we destroy Baxcalibur in one hit, winning us the final battle of the Elite Four. It all comes down to this, to prove that power isn't about quantity, but about the friendship and the faith we have in each other. One trainer stands in our way of achieving the champion title. let's do this. Geeta, the champion of Paldea, starts the battle off with an Espathra, and Snozelot takes a Lumina Crash before finishing off the Ostrich with a Bug Buzz. King Gambit takes the stage and gets smacked down to under half with a Bug Buzz. With King Gambit still alive and kicking, we have to brace ourselves as he goes for Stone Edge and misses? This is huge! Snozelot dodging when she needed to the most and finishes off the Royal Knight with another Bug Buzz. Go-Go comes in next and bops Snozelot for a soft play rough before also going down to a Bug Buzz. Volt and Veluza is sent out next and hit a liquidation, and unfortunately Snozelot can't prevent the inevitable as she goes down. You've done an incredible job, Frostmoth, but now it's time for Hawkins to come in and finish this. Gengar takes down the Scary Fish with a Shadow Ball, which then means Avalugg has to come in next. A Shadow Ball from Hawkins takes Avalugg down to the red and counters back with an Avalanche, leaving Gengar on 6 HP. But Hawkins still has loads of energy left to hit another Shadow Ball, leaving only Glimmora left. Glimmora terrestrializes, making it a pure rock type. Hawkins goes down to a Stone Edge, but not before it can get one more Shadow Ball off. Manchester is our only hope, and he terrestrializes into a water type. But before he can do anything, Glimmora outspeeds and hits him down to 126 HP, which means he can go for a Terra Blast Water and drenches Geeta's last Pokemon. And this means we are finally a Paldean champion. Now I want to take this time whilst I body my rivals and Clive to say a quick thank you to anyone that's watched this far into the video or any of my videos over this past year. If you've left a like, a comment, or even shared the videos, and especially subbed, I want to say that you mean so much to me. To have grown at the rate I have in my first 8 months on the channel is so rewarding, and I'm hoping over the next year to make bigger and better content for you guys. But this challenge isn't done yet. As we dive into the unknown, only one more trainer stands in our way of winning this challenge. Professor Sada, you're going down. Sada's first Paradox Pokemon is Slitherwing, and I start with Hawkins, who hits hard with a Psychic, leaving Slitherwing low, but it counters back with an even stronger Zen Headbutt, leaving Gengar in the red. Hawkins has the speed advantage here though and smacks Slitherwing into oblivion with one last Psychic. Brute Bonnet enters the battle next, and a Sludge Bomb takes it out in one hit. So Sada sends in Sandy Shocks, so we switch into Manchester, who takes 2 Earth Powers before hitting back with an Earthquake, taking it down. Screamtail then destroys Manchester with a Play Rough, meaning Snozelot needs to come in and save us from losing this fight. She takes a crit Play Rough, leaving her with just below half of her HP, and answers back with a Bug Buzz, doing a respectable amount. If Screamtail gets another crit, Snozelot is down, and our chances of winning are next to none. But Snozelot tanks another Play Rough and takes Screamtail down with a Bug Buzz. With Fluttermane in next, our chances of winning are pretty much non-existent, as it will outspeed Snozelot. And as it goes for a Mystical Fire, we say our final goodbyes to... what? 1 HP? There is no way. Snozelot survives and hits back with an Air Slash, but unfortunately, despite her fighting spirit, it doesn't do enough, and she goes down the next turn to a Power Gem. Only one remains, Hawkins with 27 HP. All my faith has been put into you, buddy. You've got this. Hawkins calls for the spirits of her falling teammates and uses their power to terrestrialize into a pure ghost type, outspeeds and destroys Sada's penultimate Pokemon with a Shadow Ball. This only leaves Roaring Moon left. With a quad effective move and a Dream, I use Dazzling Gleam and it one-shot Sada's ace, which results in us not only winning this battle but completing the challenge, proving that we can indeed beat Pokemon Scarlet using only NPC trade Pokemon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Roll that outro music.